Ever had your printer decide to die right before a big presentation?
Oh, the worst.
It's like the universe's cruelest joke, right?
Yeah.
But for businesses, it's more than just an
A
inconvenience.
huge deal.
Lost revenue, missed deadlines, the whole nine yards. It makes you realize that world of office equipment, the printers, the scanners, it's kind of mission critical.
Absolutely.
So that's where today's deep dive comes in. We're talking wholesale merchants in office machinery and equipment,
We're going behind the scenes of an industry most people don't think twice about.
but it's surprisingly high stakes, right?
You have no idea. This isn't just selling a copy machine. It impacts entire organizations, their workflow, their bottom line.
We're digging into all of this with insights from RoleCatcher. They've got this great career guide that breaks down not just the job itself, but also how their platform can give you a real edge in this field.
It's a competitive landscape out there.
For sure. So let's break it down. What does a wholesale merchant actually do? It's got to be more than just selling in bulk, right?
Oh, way more. Think of it like being a high-level matchmaker. On one side, you've got your buyers, companies, government agencies, any large organization that needs office equipment.
Okay, so you're researching their needs, what kind of volume they handle, all of that.
Exactly. And then on the other side, you've got your suppliers, the manufacturers. You've got to know their inventory, their lead times, their pricing.
So you're connecting the dots, making sure the right product gets to the right place at the right price.
And that's where the real skill comes in. It's negotiation, problem solving, building those relationships.
Okay, so there's the detective work of figuring out everyone's needs, but then the pressure's on to actually make the deal happen. And we're not talking about selling one stapler at a time here.
No, no, no. We're talking large quantity orders, often involving some pretty complex contracts and negotiations.
I bet a single deal could make or break a quarter for a supplier.
Easily. Or outfit an entire company headquarters. It's a whole different ballgame.
High stakes, high reward. That makes me wonder, what kind of person thrives in this environment?
It takes a special kind of person.
What are some of those essential skills they highlight in the RoleCatcher guide?
It's a fascinating mix. You definitely need that sharp sales instinct,
Right, you've got to close the deal.
but it goes way deeper than that.
Oh, I bet.
You're dealing with budgets, forecasts.
So you need some financial sense.
Absolutely. And you've got to understand the technology itself. You can't just be pushing boxes. You need to be recommending the right solutions.
Right, because businesses rely on this stuff to function.
Their entire workflow could depend on it.
So it sounds like you need to be part tech enthusiast,
A little bit.
part business strategist,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of all of that, sprinkle in some amazing people skills
Oh, absolutely.
because you're building those relationships with both sides, the buyers and the suppliers.
And those relationships can last years. It's about trust, understanding their needs,
Knowing when to push, when to compromise, that whole dance.
delicate balance.
Which brings us to RoleCatcher itself, because it's not just the career insights they're offering.
Right. Their platform sounds like a total game changer for navigating this whole job market.
Oh, it's incredible. It's like they took the traditional job search and said, how do we make this smarter, not harder?
Okay, I'm intrigued. What makes their platform different from, just browsing the usual job boards?
Well, first off, their reach is incredible. They have their own job board, of course.
Sure.
But the real game changer, honestly, is their RoleCatcher.capture plugin.
Okay, I've heard whispers of this.
It's a game changer. Imagine you're on LinkedIn, you're on some niche industry site, anywhere, really, and you see the perfect listing.
Please tell me you can just click a button.
One click. One click, and it's saved right to your RoleCatcher dashboard.
No more. Like emailing yourself the link and hoping you remember where you found it.
Exactly, gone. But it gets even more interesting when you start looking at how their AI analyzes job descriptions.
Oh, okay, let's talk about that. Because you know how important it is to tailor your resume for each specific role.
But figuring out exactly what they want to see, it can feel like you're just throwing darts blindfolded.
Right, you're just hoping something sticks. But RoleCatcher, they take the guesswork out of it.
Okay, how?
Their AI, it pinpoints the exact skills, the exact keywords that are emphasized in that job description,
Oh, wow.
and then tells you what you need to highlight in your application.
So you're not just hoping your resume gets past the bots, you're using their tech to make it stand out.
You're speaking their language.
That's a huge advantage in this market.
Absolutely. Working with the algorithms, not against them.
I love that.
And the best part is the AI support doesn't stop there. They have this massive database of interview questions.
Okay.
And these questions are tailored to specific roles.
So it's not just general, like, tell me about your strengths kind of stuff.
No, no, no. We're talking specific to wholesale merchants in office machinery and equipment.
Wow, they really drilled down on this.
They've analyzed thousands of interviews in this field. They know what hiring managers are looking for. And if you opt for their premium service,
Okay.
you can even practice your answers and get AI-powered feedback.
So it's like having a personal coach in your pocket guiding you through every step.
Exactly.
What I'm hearing is RoleCatcher isn't just about finding a job. It's about positioning yourself for the right job in this very specific field.
100%.
But even with the most amazing tools, it still comes down to the person.
Of course.
Their drive, their ability to navigate this world. We've been painting this picture of a career path.
Right.
And it's dynamic, it's demanding, definitely not for someone who just wants to clock in and clock out.
Definitely not.
RoleCatcher's guide, it talks about some of those challenges, like how fierce the competition can be. What are some other things that someone stepping into this world, what do they need to be ready for?
Well, the guide really stresses the need for resilience.
Okay.
The wholesale world, it's so tied to how the economy is
That
doing.
makes sense.
You're not just selling a product. You're selling during the ups and downs, the boom times, and the recessions.
Yeah, you have to ride those waves.
And that takes real adaptability. You need to know how to shift your strategies on a dime, get creative with financing to keep those deals moving.
So it's like you're not just along for the ride, you're like reading the currents, anticipating the next storm.
Exactly. And that's why the guide emphasizes continuous learning so much.
They sure, Frank.
Attending industry events, keeping up with online forums, even just reading trade publications. It's all about having that finger on the pulse of where office technology is going.
Because what businesses need today is changing so fast.
Faster than ever.
Speaking of which, we've been focusing on the equipment we're all familiar with, the printers, the copiers, all of that.
Right.
But what about the office of the future? What does that mean for a wholesale merchant in, say, 2030?
Ooh, that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
As workspaces evolve, so does this role.
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
Imagine being the one who's connecting companies with augmented reality meeting rooms, ergonomic workstations, designed for people who work remotely, AI-powered assistants.
It's not just about desks and chairs anymore.
Not at all. It's about curating the whole experience of work, the tools that let people collaborate and innovate in ways we haven't even thought of yet.
And that takes a certain kind of vision.
Absolutely.
The wholesale merchants will thrive in the years to come. They're not just going to be selling products. They'll be consultants, almost like advisors.
Anticipating needs before they even arise.
Shaping the future of how we work. That's incredible. So for anyone listening who's, they're feeling that spark that I want to be a part of this feeling.
Yeah.
What's your advice? What's that first step?
Honestly, RoleCatcher is a fantastic place to start. Even if you're not quite ready to start applying for jobs, just explore their free resources.
Dip your toes in the water.
Exactly. Get a feel for the language they use, the kinds of companies that are hiring, the skills they're looking for. It's all about arming yourself with knowledge.
It's like before you even set foot on the terrain, you're getting a lay of the land. And who knows, maybe just by getting curious about the world of wholesale, you'll find a passion for something you never knew existed.
It happens all the time. The world of work is changing faster than ever before, and with that comes this wave of incredible opportunity.
It's exciting.
So whether you're just at the beginning of your career journey or you're thinking about a change of pace, explore the world of wholesale. The future of work, it just might depend on it.
Wow, what a thought to leave us with. A huge thank you to our expert for taking us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
It's a world that's way more complex and way more exciting than I think most people realize.
It really is.
And for our listeners, until next time, stay curious.